is just too cute. He looks just like me.
Everybody keeps saying you look like Riley.
Well, Riley look like me.
Speaking of Riley, her dad's girlfriend popped up at the studio the other day.
I've been saying to Block, why wouldn't you reach out to Riley? Maybe he knows the vibe from you to him.
He made it that way. I haven't seen her in years. I haven't talked to him in like 2 years, something like that.
I said, did you bring a check? Because you know he owes pretty close to $50,000. Now, which one would he rather have? A lien on his house or his driver's license taken? If I was in Candace's shoes, I would have him to do a LLC.
Y'all, what just erupted inside Kandi BURSTS' home is something this family has never, ever experienced before. And believe me, this time, nobody is walking away unscathed. The cameras captured every second. The air was thick, suffocating with tension. Then it happened, a moment so devastating, so raw, so impossible, that even the crew froze in shock. Because today, Mama Joyce didn't just cross a line. She obliterated it entirely. Behind closed doors, without a warning, without mercy, she took Ace and Blaze and secretly demanded a DNA test. When the results arrived, they didn't just shake the family, they annihilated it. The second Mama Joyce tore open that envelope, her eyes hardened, like she had discovered the ultimate weapon she'd been waiting to wield. Then she spoke the words that shattered the room. These kids' father isn't who Kandi claims he is. Silence, disbelief, heartbreak, fury. Kandi didn't just react, she detonated. Her voice cracked, her hands trembled, her cheeks burned crimson as she screamed, "You destroyed my children's lives. You destroyed me." But the dagger to the soul came from Riley, the daughter who always defended her, who stepped back and whispered, "Mom, maybe you're the one hiding the truth." In that instant, Kandi completely collapsed. The household imploded into chaos, tears, shouting, accusations, leaving the world asking, is Kandi guilty? Did Mama Joyce reveal the truth? And who are Ace and Blay really? This isn't just drama. This is a war. And it's only the opening salvo. Strap in, because what happened inside that house didn't just spark chaos, it turned a family into a battlefield, a mother into a target, and a grandmother into the deadliest whistleblower they've ever known. When the truth cracked open, it wasn't soft. It wasn't subtle. It slammed down violently, shaking the very foundation of Kandi BURSTS' world. And it all began the moment Mama Joyce stepped into the room, clutching those DNA results like a loaded weapon. She moved with no hesitation, no remorse, no fear. Only the calm certainty of someone carrying a lethal secret. The crew felt it. The walls felt it. Even Kandi sensed it before a single word left Joyce's lips. The paper in her hand rustled like a menacing whisper. Kandi's eyes narrowed. The air thickened, heavy enough to suffocate. Before anyone could intervene, Mama Joyce placed the envelope on the table with a chilling finality that carved silence across the room. The sound resonated like a hammer striking wood. And just like that, a once quiet living room became a courtroom. Kandi stood frozen, breathless, trembling, while Mama Joyce assumed the posture of a relentless prosecutor, poised to reveal the unvarnished truth. She claimed the world needed to hear it. Riley froze near the hallway, paralyzed, torn between fear, confusion, and loyalty. The tension crawling up her throat was so thick, even the cameraman could see it. Then Mama Joyce spoke, not softly, not gently, but with a ruthless certainty that sliced through the room like a dagger. "I did what had to be done," she declared, her voice unwavering, each word sharpening the atmosphere into something almost unbearable. "I ordered a DNA test for Ace and Blaze. And the results are in." The crew stopped mid-breath. Every inhale felt dangerous. That was the instant Kandi's body went ice cold. Her heart hammered painfully. Her eyes widened as if trying to absorb what was coming. For a split second, she couldn't speak. Her hands shook, her lips parted, but no sound emerged. She had no warning, no control. Mama Joyce's fingers tightened around the paper. The room shrank. The world blurred. Everything condensed into that single, catastrophic moment. Then the words hit like a bombshell. "These kids' father is not who you told everyone he was." Shock barely covered the devastation that swept through the room. A gasp erupted from the back. Someone muttered a curse under their breath. One cameraman lowered his lens, unprepared for the magnitude of what he'd witnessed. Kandi shattered. Her voice cracked as she screamed, "How could you? How could you do this behind my back? How dare you put my children through this?" Her words weren't just reaction. They were a desperate cry from someone watching their world crumble. But Joyce stared, unyielding. "You left me no choice," she shot back. "You weren't listening. You refused to see the truth right in front of you. If Todd had doubts, why didn't you? Why protect everyone but the truth?" The words slammed into Kandi like a physical blow. Her knees buckled. She gripped the edge of the table for support, but the humiliation, the violation, cut deep and tore her from the inside out. She choked out, "You humiliated me. You humiliated my family. You turned my children into evidence for your paranoia. You destroyed everything." Mama Joyce didn't relent. "Kandi," she said, her voice now sharper, colder, heavier, "I'm not the one hiding anything. You are. That's why these results matter." Riley's breath caught. Her world, built on believing her mother never lied, began to crack. She stepped forward slowly, cautiously, lips trembling. "Mom," she whispered, "if there's nothing to hide, why does this feel so wrong? Why would Todd even ask for a test? Why is everyone acting like there's something you're not saying?" That single, fragile question pierced Kandi deeper than anything Joyce had spoken. Tears streamed down her face. Her voice pleaded, "Riley, don't do this. Not you. Please. I am your mother. You know me." But Riley couldn't meet her eyes. The betrayal cut both ways. Mama Joyce, watching Kandi crumble, didn't soften. She doubled down. "You created this mess," she declared. "You got trapped in the lies you thought you could outrun. But the truth always catches up." A sharp silence followed, sucking hope from the room. Kandi wiped her face with trembling hands, then stared at her mother, a mix of fury and devastation in her eyes. "You think you saved this family?" she said, her voice cracking under the weight of despair. "You destroyed it." Joyce didn't blink, didn't apologize. She didn't flinch. Instead, she struck the final, crushing blow. "No," Mama Joyce said, voice sharp and unwavering, "I exposed what had to be exposed. And the world is going to see it." Kandi gasped, a breathless sob escaping her lips. Her shoulders slumped as if the earth itself had been yanked out from under her. But the cruelest sting wasn't the accusation, it was the judgment in Riley's eyes. The way she darted between her mother and the test results, desperate for a truth she had never imagined questioning. The cameraman zoomed in, capturing every flicker of anguish, every tear, every second of shattered composure. This wasn't just family drama anymore. It was a public collapse, a scandal poised to explode online, drag reputations through the dirt, and rip every bond to pieces. And when Mama Joyce implied guilt, even with just a tone, the damage was permanent. Kandi staggered toward the door, lungs burning, emotions spiraling out of control. She didn't know whether to scream, crumble, or flee. Every step was agony, every breath a dagger. Yet, even in her ruin, she spun back, whispering, "You had no right." It didn't matter. What was done was done. Mama Joyce had ignited a wildfire. The flames were consuming everything. And this family was about to endure a level of chaos the world had never witnessed. Now the questions hung in the air like smoke. Who is the real father? Why did Todd demand this test? Why did Mama Joyce suspect Kandi was hiding something? And why was Riley, for the first time, doubting her own mother? This wasn't hearsay. This wasn't speculation. This was a full-blown war unfolding in real time. Kandi froze for several seconds, trembling, trying desperately to steady herself while the room absorbed a truth she had never asked for. The tension was suffocating, pressing down on what little hope remained. Every breath heavier than the last. Every second stretching into unbearable torment. The world she had built with certainty, pride, and sacrifice now dangled on a thread Mama Joyce had deliberately severed. And just as if the chaos wasn't enough, Todd appeared in the doorway. His face didn't show shock or confusion. It revealed something colder. A quiet, weary acknowledgement that hinted he had known more than he'd ever admitted. It made Kandi's stomach sink further. His eyes flicked to the envelope, then to Mama Joyce, then down the hallway toward the children's rooms. The silence he carried felt accusatory, as though he'd arrived only to witness the aftermath of a choice he had silently endorsed. Kandi's breath hitched. She whispered, barely audible, "Did you know?" The words hovered like a fragile plea, a broken woman begging her husband for a fragment of loyalty in a house overflowing with betrayal. Todd remained silent. His hesitation screamed louder than any confession. Riley covered her mouth, tears welling again. The horrifying realization that both adults she trusted could be hiding secrets tore through her heart. She stepped back slowly, hands trembling, as though she had fallen into a nightmare with no escape. Kandi stared at Todd, waiting for him to deny everything. But he didn't. He didn't move. He didn't speak. He didn't defend her. Mama Joyce folded her arms, like she had been waiting for this exact moment. Waiting for the truth to finally corner her daughter with no escape. "You see," she said, her voice low and slicing, "even he won't defend you because he knows the blow landed harder than any scream." Kandi's voice cracked. "Knows what? That you went behind my back? That you shattered my trust? That you humiliated my children? That you turned my life into a circus?" Mama Joyce didn't flinch. "Knows that something's been off for years. Everyone sensed it, except you." Todd's jaw tightened as he exhaled through clenched teeth. For the first time, he looked directly at Kandi, and his expression wasn't loving or protective. It was wounded, frustrated, almost resentful. "It wasn't about hurting you," he said quietly. It was about finally ending the whispers. Kandi's eyes widened. Whispers? What whispers? People talking about me? About him? Why, kids? Todd's silence confirmed everything. The room shifted again, cracking under another layer of anguish. Riley stepped forward, voice trembling. Mom, did you ever feel unsure, even for a second, about anything? Her voice faltered, as if asking the question felt like betrayal. Kandi couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her own daughter, her flesh and blood, was now interrogating her like a stranger. I never doubted my children, Kandi said, voice raw, shaking with emotion. Not once. Not for a moment. They are mine. I raised them. I love them. I protected them. And the fact that the people closest to me, the people I trusted, think I'm hiding something, it kills me. But the damage was spreading faster than her words could stop it. Mama Joyce stepped forward slowly, deliberate, tone steady like a prosecutor continuing her case. If you're so sure, she said, then why does this hurt you so badly? The room froze. Kandi looked stunned. Betrayal carved itself across her face like fresh wounds. She blinked rapidly, gasping for air, trying to comprehend how her own mother could speak something so cruel, so deliberate, so merciless. You ruined my life, she whispered, voice hollow, broken. You're ruining your own life, Mama Joyce shot back, cold and cutting. Lies always catch up. Kandi snapped. Her anger erupted raw, from a place deeper than anything she'd ever revealed. These aren't lies, she screamed. These are my children. You dragged them into something they never asked for. You brought shame into a home that didn't deserve it. You treated my babies like suspects in your obsession to prove me wrong. Her voice cracked into a sob, but she pressed on. And you. She pointed at Todd, hands trembling. You let this happen? Todd finally spoke, voice unervingly calm, which made everything worse. I needed answers too. Riley gasped. Dad. Kandi felt the air leave her lungs. You needed answers? Answers to what? Todd looked away, as if the weight of the truth could crush him. You changed, he said quietly. You got distant. You stopped trusting me. You shut me out. And every time I asked about the kids, you got defensive. Kandi shook her head violently. You thought I was lying about my own children? About their father. Todd ran a hand over his face. I didn't want to think it, but when someone keeps pushing you away, what do you expect me to feel? You think I pushed you away? Kandi growled, voice trembling with devastation. You questioned me. You doubted me. You planted this poison in my mother's head. Mama Joyce cut in sharply. He didn't plant anything. I saw the signs long before he said a word. A fresh wave of pain shot through Kandi. Signs? What signs? The distance, Joyce said. The secrets. The things you stopped sharing. A mother knows when her daughter is hiding something. Kandi's tears streamed uncontrollably. She wasn't just hurt, she was shredded. You don't know me, she said, voice trembling. You know your version of me. The version that fits your suspicions, not the real me. The room's emotional heat surged again. You could almost feel the floor shuddering beneath the tension. Todd spoke, voice heavier now. I never wanted it to go this far, but it did. Kandi snapped. Because none of you trusted me enough to speak to me first. Riley looked torn, dabbing at her face. Mom, we just wanted the truth. Kandi looked at her daughter, devastation so deep it nearly silenced the room. You already had the truth, she whispered. You just didn't believe it. Then something shifted, changing the night's trajectory. Mama Joyce reached into her purse and pulled out another envelope. Everyone froze. Kandi's pulse stopped cold. Even Todd stiffened. What is that? Kandi demanded, trembling. Mama Joyce held it like a loaded weapon. A second report, she said. Something you need to see. Something that proves this family deserves honesty. Gasps erupted across the room. Another test. Another secret. Another bombshell waiting to explode. And the look on Kandi's face said it all. She didn't know what was inside, but she knew whatever it was would destroy something she wasn't ready to lose. The envelope hovered in the air like a death sentence, and in that instant, everything in the house froze. Kandi's hands trembled as she stared at the second envelope, her mind racing faster than her pulse. Every instinct screamed at her to stop, to ignore it, to walk away. But something deeper, a morbid curiosity, a desperate need for closure, kept her rooted to the spot. She tore the seal with shaking fingers, and the moment the paper unfolded, the air seemed to freeze. The results were devastating. Her world crumbled again, but this time the debris cut deeper. The DNA confirmed truths she had only dared to imagine in her darkest nightmares. The father she had claimed, the life she had constructed around a fragile facade, no longer existed in reality. Ace and Blay were children of a man she had never fully acknowledged. The revelation burned hotter than fire, leaving her speechless, exposed, utterly helpless. Mama Joyce's gaze remained icy, predatory, unwavering as she watched her daughter unravel. This is the truth you avoided. Kandi, she said, each word sharp, deliberate, slicing through the chaos. You can deny it, scream at it, cry over it, but it doesn't change reality. You've been hiding from it for too long. Todd stepped forward, his expression a mix of guilt and silent relief. We tried to get you to see reason, he said softly, almost gently. But denial is always louder than evidence. Riley turned her eyes from Kandi to the paper, her young face etched with confusion and unbearable pain. Mom, is this really true? Her voice trembled under the weight of disillusionment. The daughter who had always looked to her mother as a fortress now faced a reality that made everything she knew crumble. Kandi dropped to her knees. The envelope slipped from her hands. She felt the walls close in, suffocating her. Her cries echoed, a terrifying blend of rage and heartbreak. No, this can't be happening. Not like this. Mama Joyce didn't step back. She moved closer, voice eerily calm, coldly calculated. You wanted to protect a lie, she said. You prioritized pride over honesty, and now the truth is out. This is what happens when deception rules a house. The room erupted into chaos. Kandi's sobs, Riley's trembling questions, Todd's silent judgment, and Mama Joyce's relentless certainty created a storm no one could escape. Every sound was amplified. Every glance a silent accusation. Every heartbeat echoed the tragedy unfolding in real time. Kandi's anger reignited. She screamed, slamming her fists against the table, rattling the room. How could you betray me like this? How could you take my children, my life, my dignity, and turn it into evidence? Riley's voice pierced the madness. Mom, maybe this is bigger than us. Maybe it's about what's right for Ace and Blay. Her words, tentative but sharp, cut through Kandi's haze of fury. Todd added another layer of tension. They deserve the truth, Kandi. You owe them that much. If not for us, then for them. Kandi's gaze flickered between her daughter and her mother. And for a fleeting second, a terrifying realization struck her. She was utterly alone, completely exposed, stripped bare before the people she trusted most. Mama Joyce pressed further. You can't undo this. You can't rewrite history. Every choice, every secret, every lie has led to this moment. And now the world sees what happens when deception rules a home. The camera crew, mere observers in this living nightmare, captured every trembling detail. The trembling hands, the cracked voices, the silent sobs, the broken eyes. They knew this wasn't just family drama. This was the collapse of a legacy. A tragedy playing out under a lens that would now spread across the internet. Kandi's voice was raw, hoarse, stripped of all pretense. I gave them everything. I sacrificed. I loved. I protected. And still, it wasn't enough. You all think I lied, think I betrayed, and that's unbearable. Riley's tears streamed down her face as she stepped closer. Mom, I don't know who to believe anymore. The words struck Kandi like another hammer blow. Her knees buckled, her body sagging under the weight of loss, betrayal, and incomprehensible pain. Every shred of control, every fragment of composure shattered. Mama Joyce didn't flinch. She reached out, a hand hovering over Kandi, not to comfort, but as a reminder of the truth she wielded like a weapon. It's not about comfort, Kandi, she said. It's about reality. And reality doesn't wait for your feelings. Todd exhaled slowly, deliberately, as if letting go of years of fear and frustration. This isn't just about DNA, he said. It's about honesty, accountability, and finally stepping out of the shadows we've all been living in. Kandi's sobs erupted into screams. She punched the couch, slammed the floor. The room vibrated with her anguish. And Riley, despite her own heartbreak, reached for her mother, hoping to anchor her to some semblance of reality. But the fracture ran too deep. The betrayal cut too sharply. Kandi's world, once pristine, controlled, powerful, had collapsed into a mosaic of pain, humiliation, and unavoidable exposure. Mama Joyce finally spoke again, her tone almost gentle, though her words carried lethal weight. Every lie has consequences, Kandi. Every secret has its reckoning. Ace and Blay deserve the truth more than you deserve comfort. The room fell silent once more. But it wasn't peace. It was tension, suffocating, heavy with heartbreak, rage, and inevitable disaster. Kandi looked around, taking in the broken faces of her family, the daughter she adored, the husband she once trusted, the mother she revered. The walls that once protected her were now her cage. You all are wrong, she whispered, voice raw, ragged. You think exposing me fixes anything? You think destroying me, destroying my family in the name of truth, makes it better? Riley's expression faltered. Mom, maybe it's not about destroying. Maybe it's about surviving, together. Kandi shook her head violently. Together, after everything, after betrayal, after secrets, after lies? There is no together. Only fallout. Only devastation. Ace and Blay had long been moved to another room, shielded from the storm. Yet, even apart, the tension of their paternity revelation hung over the house like a dark, suffocating cloud. Todd looked at Kandi, voice slow but steady. We can't change what happened. But maybe, if we survive this, we can rebuild. Not the lies, but the truth. That was all that mattered now. Kandi's eyes welled with tears again, her chest tight with rage, betrayal, and heartbreak crashing together like waves. Every doubt, every accusation, every fragment of her carefully constructed life pressed down on her like a weight she couldn't lift. Mama Joyce stood silently, unyielding, a predator watching her prey unravel, fully aware that the destruction she had sparked could consume everyone in its path, including herself. The cameras didn't blink, capturing every shuddering word, every ragged breath, every tear-streaked glance, turning what had been private torment into a spectacle the world would witness. This wasn't just family drama, it was a public implosion, a viral tragedy unfolding live. Kandi's sobs rattled the walls. Riley's whispered heartbreak drifted down the hallway. Todd's silent judgment felt like a verdict, and Mama Joyce's calm, merciless certainty loomed over them like a storm. The price of truth had arrived. The aftermath wouldn't stay contained. Social media would ignite. The world would watch, dissect, and amplify every fracture in the Burruss family. Kandi's controlled life lay in ruins. Ace's innocence was trapped in a tempest they never asked for. Riley, caught between loyalty and reality, faced a truth no child should ever endure. The room itself felt suffocated by the tension, broken trust, and emotional carnage. Every glance, every heartbeat, every whisper became a weapon. Secrets had been laid bare. Lies had crumbled. And the DNA results revealed exactly what had only been hinted at in whispers, what no one could deny anymore. The reckoning had begun. And the world was watching. Every tear, every scream, every accusation has been captured, documented, and immortalized. The digital world will replay this tragedy over and over, each viewing amplifying the devastation. Mama Joyce stood as the undeniable force of truth, but in unveiling one secret, she sparked a fire capable of consuming everyone in its path. Kandi's pain, her heartbreak, her humiliation, it's raw, unfiltered, and irreversible. Every decision, every withheld word, every tense confrontation has led to this pinnacle of chaos. And the questions keep coming. Who will Ace and Blake call father? How will this family withstand the glare of public scrutiny? Can Riley ever trust again? Every viewer watching understands the stakes. Every comment, every share, every heated discussion fuels the drama, keeping it alive. This is a story that refuses to fade quietly. It doesn't resolve behind closed doors. It explodes across social media, igniting curiosity, inciting outrage, and leaving no room to deny the truth's devastating weight. Watch closely, because this saga is far from over. The lies, the revelations, the heartbreak, they are escalating. And when the world finally pieces it all together, the fallout will be unforgettable, shocking, and emotionally merciless. This is more than gossip. It's a viral storm that spares no one.